Merry Christmas, everybody. Merry Christmas, Merry Christmas. And it's sadly, if I pronouncing that right, Raymond Briggs has died just after Olivia Newton-John. So he died around just about 2 or 1 day later after Olivia Newton-John died. So yeah, this is a very nice Christmas special of my nostalgia. Yeah, as again, I'm not sure. So thank you much for checking out the second season of my nostalgia. Because in last season of my nostalgia it was pretty boring with the Christmas special, because in the last Christmas special, with my nostalgia, we always I just done something boring, saying, oh, why don't we look at the Clifford one, because the Clifford movie where we live, in this country, came out in December time, so we can probably take a view about the old Clifford that we grown up as a kid. But sadly, it was copyrighted, so we had to trim it down. But anyway, I'll talk about copyright claims or whatever about in my videos in another Let's Talk video. But this is my nostalgia. When we look at, through the title, my nostalgia, so we're going to look at, I guess, David Bowie's biggest Christmas movie, because apparently he was in it. Every time I see the credits for this film, I never see David Bowie, but apparently he was in the Snowman, even though there's no voices for any people in that film. Don't know. Anyway, this film is a very good film. It's called The Snowman, and this is illustrated by, Raymond Briggs, and he died, so this is also in memory video, clue. Yes, and I'm not sure. You hear voices in the back. I always say in these videos, you hear voices in the background. I'm so sorry. I can't help it. My next door people can't stop doing these noises. So if you can hear stuff in the background, I'm so sorry. In the future, if I'm rich enough, if I can afford it, I'll have I'll have thick walls. No, I'll have like a soundproof room, so you won't hear another side to the house or next door neighbours or whatever. So anyway, if you can't hear it, I look completely stupid right now. But I mean, yeah. So this film, as again, I don't know if it's copyrighted at the moment, because when you make a video, sometimes you don't know if it's copyrighted, and you have to edit again and then publish it again, and then it's like, oh, I'm not sure what to do, and so at the end of the day I might edit this video out a little bit, and then it looks a little bit bizarre and it doesn't fit in properly, just like my other videos recently. So yeah, anyway, let's begin.
My nostalgia.
So obviously, when you can tell by this film, I don't know, it's just I like how the animation is so, as again, it's an animation video. There's lots of animation videos on this channel, but I mean, yeah. So this animation, it's drawn by either a little bit of pen and a little bit of pencil at the same time, like colouring pencils and pens, and it's made in 1980s. So you know, and I'm not sure if it's a 1980s kids show, because it's mainly a family show. And this I don't know, the Snowman, personally, for me, I don't know, I'm not sure. I just find the Snowman pretty nostalgic, really, even though it came out in the 80s and I wasn't born in the 80s. But I mean, it came around the BBC time at Christmas time, like the Gruffalo or whatever. Where we live, we grown up with the Gruffalo or something else around Christmas time. And also about your country, though, when you're local in your country, you have your local stations, obviously, on television, but I mean, you have those weird but really memorable kind of really lovely kids or family Christmas movies. around that time, and the Gruffalo is one of them. It always comes out on BBC, around the time of Christmas, and I don't know why, but it does. But anyway, with this, it's also the Snowman, and we don't see much of the Snowman that much. I don't know why, we just don't. But recently, when there was a sequel to the Snowman, Snowman and the Snow Dog, I didn't really get into it. Okay, maybe because I was going to the older child mode, but I was really grown up with the Snowman, the first one, and I don't know, it's just really weird because I feel like, even though this is one of the most nostalgic shows, I feel like, or films, I feel like this is like, I do like his work, but the other film I really love from his artwork or his, his films or whatever is F for Ernest, and I might do a review about that, I'm not sure, but I mean, like, yeah. So I know I'm not taking this seriously, I'm not taking it in detail about the Snowman, because I really want to do another video at the same time today, of what the actual day that I'm doing this video, obviously. So I know that's not really good, but I mean, like, I got a deadline. But again, I'm gonna take this seriously with this film. I'm not sure why, but I feel like every time I look at this film, every single time, because I taped it on my, I got a tape kind of recorder on my TV. I got like 2 TVs in my house. I got a TV when you have YouTube, you have Disney Plus, that sort of TV, and I have an old TV, like a second-hand TV that I bought down the street. And now it sounds really dodgy, but it's not dodgy. Anyway, so yeah, I really like the Snowman. I think it's, I don't know, I feel like, when you watch things as a kid and you look back at them and you think, did I really watch that? And these are one of the films, this is not a show, but this is one of the films, you can call it a show really, because this is one episode, and it's about like 20 minutes or so. I'm not sure, because when a certain program comes out from your childhood that isn't really adulty and not really kiddish at the same time, it's all like, it's a family kind of show. And you feel like it's not really a normal family show, like in the summertime or something. It's a Christmas film, but it's quite nice nostalgic because the evolution of time with kids films. You might think, this show right now is really good, but you personally, the adults say, it's kind of stupid. That's what I say about recent kids shows, probably because I've never seen them. But when I do see the kids shows, weirdly enough, I think they're really weird. Probably because they're growing up with simple shows like Fireman Sam from the 80s, Thomas the Tank Engine from the 80s as well. I watched mainly lots of 80s kids shows, but I mean, like from the UK, not from. I used to watch Barney and I didn't like it, but I mean, like, I did like it, but it's like one of those kids shows that you have to watch because that's the only thing that was on the VHS at the time, you know what I mean? So anyway, back to the Snowman. Yeah, it's one of those films that you just tape or you just watch. And the first time I came out, around the 2000s, because most films, short films at Christmas time, this Bond sometimes, well, really, personally. I didn't know it came out in the 80s, and I thought it came out in the 1990s, but nope. No, obviously, yeah, I do really love, classically, I can't speak today, I really classically love this film, but this short film is basically around like 20 or 30 minutes long, but I mean, like, when you look back at it, you think, that's not good, that is good, that bit's not good, that bit is good, you know what I mean? Because some scenes, when you think, is that Snowman alright because he's wearing makeup? Is he something? And I was gonna say something. Get it? No, you didn't. Whatever. I was gonna say that word, but I mean, like, some people get offended. But I mean, like, the 80s was weird, but it was also you think the 1980s was a good time? I thought so. And then I watched lots of kids shows and they're not really good. But I mean, like, yeah. So, I do think that some of the scenes from this show, I always say show with this. I know it's not a show from this film. I'm gonna call it a show just because. Sorry about that, guys. I had to go and leave the room. I am back now. You can obviously tell I left the room. But I mean, like, yeah, this show is really nostalgic. No, film. This film is really nostalgic because when you watch something from your childhood, you think it's not really nostalgic, but you kind of think it is, and then you kind of not. And these are one of the ones that you kind of think it is, but at the same time, it's really nostalgic because how much they put effort into it and how much it's more memorable than the 80s, because most 80s or 90s, I wasn't born in those times, but you know what I mean, but most shows back then, they just put on because of a deadline or schedule, or the BBC wanted you to do this and that. But I mean, like, yeah, all these sort of things still happen, but I mean, like, but then the Snowman is so memorable nowadays, and how much, you know, and I know I keep on saying this, it's so nostalgic, I really like it. I got a nostalgic feeling, even though that's not really a big thing, that's not in the dictionary, but I mean, like, you know, that's gonna be a big trademark in this series. But I mean, like, especially when the song flying in the air, or floating in, no, I can't speak today, but I mean, I have watched this film recently around Christmas time, and I'm flying in the air. I'm not going to sing it because that's even worse, but I mean, like, that film, that song, you know, that song bit in the film is really heavenly. I don't know why, it is really heavenly vibey, heavenly, something. I don't know why it just is. It's just one of those kid shows that you think, kids shows, kids films, kids whatever from those days, makes it really, especially around Christmas time, makes it really likeable. And some of the scenes, as I said before in this video, some of the scenes, like, is that good? Is that bad? Is that good? Is that bad? Especially when he dressed up as a well, people say a very pretty man when he's supposed to be a snowman. I'm not sure, pretty something, but I mean, like, back in those days, you can do whatever you want in the 2000s, 1980s, 1990s, and now it's really strict, and you can tell why. But I mean, like when you look back on these sort of things, it's quite weird, and as again, in the 2000s and the early 2010s, it was getting more less strict and less silly. So it was like in the middle of what we can do, and it is for children as well. So yeah, but I mean, like, this film, personally, every time I watch it, like every time I look back on it, I can remember as a kid when I watched this film. It was one of those films, or one of those short films when you watch on television thinking, it's going to be good, it's going to be bad, maybe, I'm not sure. Hey dad, hey mom, can I just watch this and see what it's all about? And I didn't turn it on, and I expect you to like it, and I really did like it. Quite emotional though, especially at the end, spoiler alert, when he died, and I really did cry a lot inside, not physically, because I had a tear in my eye, I think. I'm not sure, but when I cried inside, it was really emotional, just like other films from the 2000s, maybe, I'm not sure. I didn't really watch that much kid shows from the early 2000s really late or something, because there was some kid shows. I know that some later shows are for adults, obviously, but I mean, like, some later shows are for kids also, so I didn't watch that much, or those or those times of kids shows. I just watched the kids shows from the early time to mid time to whatever time, not the late time, like what happened to the Snowman, you know, with the, you know, if you remember what release date or whatever, you know what time it is, but I can't remember what release date it was. Especially, all I know about the release date, it was like really in like the early 2000s, probably early 2000s, early 2010s. But I mean, like, yeah, at the end of the day, we can't remember if it's good or bad. That we don't know what time it is and what late time and everything like that. And if I'm seeming like I'm just watching this video, I'm not. I just really want to make this video because otherwise I'll forget what I have to do today. But I mean, like, I did write everything down. I'm not going to show you my script because it looks stupid. It's not stupid, but it looks stupid when I say, oh, this is what I got. I'm going to put all this stuff down and this is what I put. No, I'm not going to do that. So this film, personally, like, especially at the end when the boy, I'm not sure what his name is, at the end of the day we don't know the parents' names, whatever. No, his name is James. And he, for some reason, meets Father Christmas. I mean, you're supposed to not see Father Christmas. You're supposed to see Father, obviously, you need to see Father Christmas, but at Christmas time you're not supposed to see Father Christmas. You're supposed to request about Father Christmas in a letter, but you cheated. You met him. I'm gonna blame on the Snowman. Is that why he got melted? Is that why that Father Christmas just cursed him to get all melted because of the sun? At the end of the day, I don't know. So yeah, I'm not sure what we can say about this film really. Is it good? Is it bad? Is it what? I don't know. Most films recently that I've watched is the same sort of thing. Is it good? Is it bad? I don't know. Like The Railway Children, Elvis, Lightyear. We don't know if it's bad or good or not. You know, so most films nowadays hasn't got good charms in it that much that we want to. And if you're like really young or whatever and you think it's really charming, most adults think it's charming, but at the same time they don't think it's charming. If that makes sense. I don't think I said it right, but you know. But yeah, you got the idea. So whatever I have to say about this film, this Snowman, actually, I don't know. I don't know what I'm going to say about this. I was going to say something horribly wrong, like, this film sucks. But I really love the film because of how much effort put into it. And as a kid, you won't really understand that much, time to put into it. You just think, oh, it's a good flick, whatever. Yeah, can I watch something else? So back in those days, when you were a kid, you just want to watch something on the TV, and then you want to watch something else on the TV. But if you was like a kid in the 1980s and you just watch this film, you think the same sort of thing. What's next, Mum? Oh, it's nearly time for bed. Yeah, no. So, but now you have a long period of time, even at night time, the TV's still on, if you know what I mean. So, but back in the 80s, they still had a limit of time broadcast or whatever, so on the TV, so it's kind of strict with or whatever. I don't know what happened. I keep on moving on to a different subject. I know I'm not supposed to do that in videos like this, but yeah, Christmas time. What are we going to do about this? Like, there's lots of bad stuff recently about climate change and all around prices where we live in the United Kingdom. So yeah, as again, we're having a harsh time. So I know this has nothing to do with the Snowman, but I mean, like, yeah, we need to be very careful what we're gonna buy for Christmas. That was what I was trying to say anyway, because it was to do with Christmas time and the Snowman. And I really want to look back on Ethel and Ernest, that film, because I really love that film. And with the memory of Raymond Briggs, you just need to understand that you need to watch something of his. I think, yeah, I do remember watching The Snowman. I really loved it, but I can't remember any single bit of it. But I mean, like, but I'm completely different to you. I loved the film. I remember when it first came on TV when I was a kid, and I loved the hell out of it. I know I'm not supposed to say the H word, but I mean, like, I really loved it. So emotional, so active, especially with the Snowman knowing what about the heat and knowing about what kind of things the parents wore and what the kid does, and because he just came to life. He doesn't really know such stuff. So why does he know how to drive a motorbike? How did he know how to fly? We don't know. He's been cursed. Woo! I know it's not Halloween, but still. Woo! Anyway, thank you very much for watching this video. I got nothing. Actually, I have got lots of stuff to say. But the thing is, I can't put lots of things in the description because YouTube hates me if I do that. Dun dun dun. I'm not gonna put all the stuff in the box of the description bit. But I mean, like. So anyway, this film is really good. I really want you to check it out one day. And if you're living in a different country and never had this sort of thing, please check it out. Links in the description as well. So yeah, please check it out. And you don't like this film, you just think, hey Greg, you're wrong. It's not good. It's bad. Well, that's your point of view. This is my point of view, thinking it's good. So at the end of the day, we're human beings. This is what we like. This is what I hate. This is what, da 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 da. So, but yeah, for me personally, for my nostalgia, I really, really loved this film. Especially when it came out at Christmas time, because, as a teen, as a adult, you finally realise that it hasn't got Christmas nowadays, lots of years of Christmas. It's not that magical anymore, but when you're a kid, you really, really love Christmas. I still love Christmas. I'm not saying I hate Christmas, but I mean, like, it's not really magical. Not because I don't believe. I do believe in Santa Claus and God in it. And God, I do believe in God. But I mean, like, I just don't feel that much energy with Christmas vibe, Christmas everything. No, seriously, I don't. I don't know. It's really emotional for me personally. I think, oh my God, why do I don't like Christmas anymore? I still do, but I don't feel like I like Christmas. I'm growing old and I don't like anything anymore. It's really like being a teenager, even though I am a teenager, and I really love things like this. Now, the only things I like is watching garbage on television. That's what my parents says, but it's not garbage, it's good. What do you know, people? What do you know? Everything about television, everything about what we like. You parents suck. But anyway, at the end of the day, we're human beings. This is what we like, and we have to suffer with parents liking lots of garbage on television. But yeah, so I think at the end of the day, Snowman is ahead of its time, especially nowadays. You look back on it, even though you still see it every single Christmas time, probably, I'm not sure, but I mean, like, when you look at it, you still think, what decade did it first come out? Just so you like, that sort of thing you think of. But it was really from the 1980s. You wouldn't think it's from the 1980s, would you? So, wow. You know what I mean? Like, wow. Just how much this film has evolutioned. I'm not sure, maybe because it's, I don't think it is. I doubt if it has. I'm ashamed of you all, but hopefully it hasn't been remastered, because looking back on it now, it's still good. At least they probably remastered it, as I said before, and then when I watched as a kid, I can't really remember it, but even though I did, I think I blocked out of my mind with the horrible animation stuff, and then they remastered it for some reason, because you weirdos don't understand legendary evolutional best Academy Award for I'm flying in the air. What is up with you people? What is up with you? Show me what you got. Show me what you got. Ow! That. Maybe I won't hit my computer anymore. I think I deserved that. I was being a little bit harsh about the film. About you two. About you all, actually, not you two. As again, I am not blaming the people who was responsible of making the film. I'm blaming the people who wanted to make remasters. You know what I mean. So yeah, I like the film personally, but I just don't feel like I'm not in the mood for showing my kids recent Christmas films. I will probably show my kids recent Christmas films if it's good, but when it's to do with nostalgic wise, I'll just let my kids, or if I had kids, or if I have my friends' sons or daughters, and I'm like their uncle figure or something, like a babysitter, and then when I say on babies, no, when you know what I mean. When I look after them, when they're out having a meal. I mean the parents or whatever, my friends, But I mean, like, I'm just gonna force them watching the Snowman or whatever is on front of the television from our childhoods. There's real, better Christmas movies. There's a do with Christmas anyway. If it's doing another matter, it'll be another matter. But I mean, like, another season. So yeah, at the end of the day, this film is a good film. I'm not saying it's bad. I'm not saying it's horrible. I'm not saying it's nostalgically meh. I'm not sure. It's nostalgically great. Okay, it's great. Even though that's nothing to do with Christmas. Even though it's called Frosties. No pun included. Anyway, I'll see you all next time, and I'll see you in the next season of My Nostalgia, season 3. Bye. What? Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Today I'm going to react to the Snowman. Don't know why. So yeah, let's go into another episode of reaction to weird and bizarre things, and this is the most bizarrest and strangest thing that we ever discovered. It is a Snowman film, and they're nobody heard of, but probably just some people around the globe. And yeah, just take a look. Oh, not this. No, stop. This is an old film, isn't it? I can tell by the music. July time? Okay. Okay, now it's changing it to what? Okay, I'm not following anything at the moment because this is low watch. What? Okay, this is not really new to me because I saw old rubbish cartoons and I do the same sort of thing. So I don't. This is weird. Totally weird. I can see why loads of people think this is weird. It's so stupid. God! This is scary. This is really scary. Well done, you made me scared. Happy now? He just went. He just. What is this? By the way, that looks like Jadis's castle. Could you please let Jadis kill you? I don't like this snowman. It's more disturbing than the film The Snowman. That the other craze gonna be you. I don't know, but this is scary. This is really scary. I do not like this. Or it might be a church, because I can hear some quiet. Okay, you're really bad at singing. I got nothing, guys. This is what happens. I don't know what's going on, but this is so weird. What? Okay, that's more disturbing. Okay, the melting bit is just so weird. Look at this. Look. Whoa. Look at this. I want to see that again. It's scary. Okay, so what's the point of making the snowman in the first place if you know it's going to be scary? Or whatever. Is that it? Is that it? Is that it? Wait. Oh, that was rubbish. I'm not sure about you guys, but that was a little bit rubbish. I watched lots of old 1920s stuff. I'll show you. I'll show you anyway. You see this? This is what I'm talking about. Porky Pig. I watched this. I watched all the films on this DVD, and it's similar to this. Okay, I know. Alright? So, tell me. Just tell me. Please, tell me. Alright? It's similar to this. The Snowman. Don't know why, but it is. So, I have no idea. This is horrible. Horrible. But scary at the same time. But it's so weird, so bizarre, I had to put it to the weird and bizarre things reacting to it anyway. So yeah, that was it. Nothing else to say really. Yeah, this is rubbish. Okay, similar to this is a rip-off, or I don't know when this came out because it has no description of when this came out, but I think it's a rip-off of this Porky Pig. So okay, this is weird. I don't like this. Help me. Please. Somebody. Okay. Thank you very much for watching this video. Hopefully you like it. And Merry Christmas, I guess. Yeah, there's lots of things going on around this month and stuff. So be extra cautious and be careful what you spend your money on, obviously, and yeah, just be very careful around the winter time. And yeah, anyway, hope you had a very good time watching this video. I know it's probably hardly anything, but hey ho. But this video is, I don't know anymore. Yeah, I was thinking of wearing this, but I decided to wear this because it's more appropriate. Alright, so I'll wear this next year, okay? But how is this interesting? It's more scary, to be honest, but I don't know. Hello guys, welcome back to another video. Yeah, this is the last, finally, a last special this year, Christmas special. Do you know why? Could I just tell you why? Because we've done loads of Snowman episodes, or not really episodes, in lots of Christmas specials this year, and it was the one Raymond Briggs or something like that. I can't really remember. I know it's some time ago this month, but I can't remember. That Snowman version, the cartoon version in the 90s and 80s, that one, that I watched as a kid. Anyway, there's different Snowmans, I guess, specials or whatever we call this. When whatever. Anyway, I watched the film on DVD of the Snowman 2017 film, and I watched it some years ago, and then I watched it tonight. It is actually tonight, but I mean, like, you're probably watching this in the day. But anyway, so yeah, this is, I guess, the worst or best. Sorry, this is the best, as I can call it, the whatever man, Snowman, Christmas film. But actually, it's a thriller. You know, like a mystery, solving film. It's quite dark. That's why it's a 15 plus. That's why it's got here a 15 plus. If you can see that, I mean, like, yeah. So I'm over 15, obviously, but I mean, like, yeah, some films are really dark and gritty when it comes to films like this. So I watched this film tonight. Is it tonight? Yeah, it's tonight for me. But you're watching this in the day, isn't it? You're watching this in the day. But I mean, like, yeah, I really do like this film. But I mean, like, it's so dark. I just want to put it out of my mind. You know, the bits when they, you know, those scenes. And then I watched another episode of my favourite series or something. It's not really a series, but I watched another show about a really disturbing thing. So I'm mainly gonna probably have a horrible night of Christmas Day. I don't know. But I watched this film. I really enjoyed it, and yeah, not really. Okay, I don't know anymore. It's just, I don't know. I really like the characters in this film. I like. The main character, one of the main characters, Harry Hole, who is a detective, and he's addicted to mostly anything you can think of to do with, I don't know, smoking, and also drinking. But okay, I do like this film because it reminds you of a book. I know there's an actual book of this film, a novel, the actual novel of this film, but I feel like you're watching a novel. Or episodes of a TV show, but without the credits of the end credits and the opening credits. I felt like I was watching a TV show. I forgot about that because I watched it some years ago and I was not the right age, and now I am, and now I enjoy it, even though it's a 15 plus. You know, I watch other films that are 15 plus like this, but not disturbing and not whatever like that film. So what do you think? What do you think about this film? I personally, I'm not sure anymore. It's just too disturbing for me. Okay. Merry Christmas! I'm gonna have a horrible nightmare on Christmas Day probably, or I don't know. I don't know when this video is gonna come out. No, I'm gonna have a nightmare tonight, obviously. But tonight, I can't speak properly. But yeah, I'm not sure what else to say really about this film. Yes, also the murderer, I guess, is the son of that woman who got killed at the very beginning of this film, and he keeps on saying, "Oh, I'm gonna kill loads of children and also lots of parents, and you can tell because I'm gonna kill you by, not me obviously, but I'm gonna kill you by getting a big snowman and stuff." I don't know, it's too gritty for me, but I do like this film. I think it's one of the best. If I had a top 10 video about like top 10, you know, good or great mystery solvers or whatever, I'll put it's somewhere around number 1 or you know, that sort of bit. But yeah, what do you think about this film? I do really, I don't know, I don't think this is a bad film, obviously. It's just a little bit too dark than I was expecting, because I haven't watched this film for a while until I watched it and think, yeah, I really do like this film, but it's too, well, it's definitely not for kids, because you're gonna get confused with the cartoon Snowman and the thriller kind of mystery film, you know, the Snowman. So I don't know anymore what you're gonna think about this film. Yeah, I don't think this is a bad film. I don't think it's a good film to watch for your kids, if you know what I mean. Whatever. You know what I mean? It's just, yeah. But what do you think? It's entirely up to you. What your opinions about this film? I just, okay. I feel so sorry for people who are suffering in this film. You know, who's nearly gonna die because of the son of that horrible policeman and the mother who, well, basically drowned in the ice. You know, this son, I guess, I'm not sure anymore. He grows up, not the one with the green jacket. That's Harry Hole, and he's a different person, believe it or not. Because I haven't watched this film for ages, and I definitely know, I got a feeling that it wasn't the boy you saw at the very start of the film. So yeah, so he grows up, not Harry Hole. Obviously he grows up. I mean, like, I'm talking about the other person. So the one who actually kills loads of people, like a far-fetched sort of mystery, because normally there's different murders in a mystery, but never mind. So yeah, but this is a good film. It got loads of famous actors in it, like, I don't know, Paul's mother out of June, you know, the mother out of June, you know what I mean, she's in it, and also Toby Jones. Actually, never mind, because some of you lot probably never heard of him, but I know some of you lot have, so I'm just saying. So what do you think? I'm not saying this is for children, obviously, because some jokes I didn't even get, and some things I found really inappropriate and really gritty and whatever. So I don't want you to watch it for your kids. Is that no? What? No. I don't want you to let your kids watch it. That's what I meant. So yeah. But Merry Christmas, I guess. I don't know why I'm reviewing a film that is really disturbing and around the best seasons of the year. I don't know anymore. Yeah. So let me say this. I do think I like this film, but it got a little bit too dark when you see the blood. You know, when loads of people was just sitting on a chair. Mostly 2 or 3 people were sitting in a chair in this film, only without their heads off, and they just put a snowman on their head. It's just, can't stand it. Yeah, so obviously I'm gonna have nightmares. Some of my pals, some of my friends, some people anyway, watched this film with me, and they either went to sleep, or when they saw all the gory bits, they were like. So yeah, I don't know. Sorry about the light. I haven't got a halo on my head. It's the light. I know you can't really, you know. I'm not God, okay? So, I'm God on this channel, but not God, you know, in real life. So, believe it or not, because some people are, you know. So yeah, this film is. I don't know what to say about this film. It's definitely something. It's not the baddest film ever made, and it's not the nice film ever made. It's obviously disturbing, and loads of people like disturbing stuff nowadays. I don't know why. Like, you've probably seen that new film called Santa something. That new horror film, I guess, because I haven't seen the trailers. I just seen the poster, and it looks disturbing. You know, when I went to the cinema some time ago this year, you know, in November time with this, you know. But anyway, what do you think? I do think that my favorite character is Harry Hole because he's an addict, and I don't really like people who's an addict in these sort of films. But I do like him because he's more like one of those people, like, because he has a relationship with his ex-girlfriend and his ex-girlfriend's son, and then there's sort of problem when the new boyfriend is the killer. I can't really remember, but I don't know. Yes, it is the killer. Actually, I don't know. I won't spoil it for you, really. I already did now, but yeah, you have to watch this film. It's really, really good. But I just feel like it was too gritty for me. You know, I don't mind it if it was like only one disturbing bit on one bloody gory sort of thingy, but a lot of this, either gonna get me in this head, obviously, or probably, you know what I mean, or probably, you know, I will have nightmares for days, you know, especially at December time. So I don't know anymore. But what do you think about this film? Is it good? Is it bad? What do you think? And Merry Christmas. Okay, this is the final video for this Christmas specials. And let me just say this, it's definitely something, so I don't know. What do you think? Goodbye. And Merry Christmas, and stay alive, and don't go out because people will do dodgy things to you. So stay indoors, especially at December time this year, because there's lots of dodgy things going around. I know every single dodgy thing's gonna go around or whatever in the years, but especially this year. So stay safe, and I wish yourself a Merry Christmas, or whatever. I go. And I do an unboxing video at Christmas, and I'll have a proper one, celebration there, hopefully. But never mind. Merry Christmas, guys, and I'll see you next year in 2023. For my reaction to films and TV shows. I didn't do much TV shows this year, but okay, whatever. I only did one Christmas. No, what was that? I only did one TV show review, and that was It's a Sin. But I'll hopefully do another one. Okay, I don't know. Whatever. I'm going to bed. You know what I mean. What?